Assets only, no liabilities.
Time multiplied by work equals money, right? So that's the money equation that they taught you, and that's what that's made you believe that exists, and it's completely false. We're learning from people who don't have life figured out, right? We're learning from regular people. Why are we sitting down learning how to live life through people who aren't successful? And then we go to college and learn business from people who've never had a business. So we know that most people want to be rich, but we also know that most people are effectively poor, broke, middle class, not where they want to be in life. My name is Mac Mullah. In today's video, I'm going to be explaining to you guys exactly how you were programmed to be poor, and that's the first step in deprogramming your mind, okay? So I want to let you guys know, everybody, before I even get into the video, everybody does not have to be in the situation that they're in. Everybody does not have to struggle for bills. Everybody does not have to, drive regular cars or struggle saving money. This is all something that they designed for us to be in this situation. This is something that they programmed us and taught us how to be poor. They literally taught us how to be poor. You know what I'm saying? Because if they didn't teach you how to be rich, they taught you how to be poor, right? This is not how the world has to go. Everybody could have money. Everybody could. Maybe everybody can't be filthy rich, but everybody could be in a better position. This is all by design, okay? And I understand that a lot of people don't understand this. They don't get this concept. So in today's video, I'm going to be explaining this concept so that you can start the first step to deprogramming your mind. If I haven't said already, my name is Mac Mullah. I'm the CEO here at the Mullah Membership, and in this video, just like the rest of my videos, I'm going to be giving you some free information. All I ask in return is a little smash of the thumbs up button. And if you like anything that I said, if you want to learn things like what I'm talking about step by step, make sure you click that first link in the description. If you don't see the link in the description, that means we might be closed. You're going to want to click that link and hurry up and sign up before my membership closes. We cap out at 2,000 people. Sometimes we're closed, sometimes we're not. Don't trip. Hurry up and click it. Escape. So when you're born, you're put into kindergarten. You're born pre-K, kindergarten, first grade, and literally from the first time you're in first grade, you're going to school, and school is your primary place where you learn stuff, right? But have you noticed, and I'm sure you've probably asked yourself this question a million times, why don't we learn money in school? Why don't we learn about taxes? Why don't we learn about credit? Why don't we learn about business? Why don't we learn about accounting? Why don't we learn about investments? Why don't we learn the things that we actually do need to succeed? Well, I'll break that down very quickly for you, because they don't want you to know these things, because if you know these things, they don't have any workers. Plain and simple. It's literally just that simple. So when you have the elite, the top of the top people who first started this country, first started this society, just the world in general, right? They had their first pickings. So they understood that land and all these other things were so valuable, so they took those things before you even had the money, before money was even invented to be able to buy something. They took control over something, right? And then they taught you how to maintain it. They're not going to teach you how to take over what they got, right? So think about how many companies there are compared to how many employees there are, right? These companies are not making trillions, billions, sextillion, jillions of dollars if they don't have the people to work for them under the company, right? Somebody owns the bus company. If you don't have 1,000 people to drive 1,000 buses around the city, you can't make the money that you're trying to make, because you don't have that revenue. You can't drive all those buses, right? You have to be at the top. So they don't want you to be here at the top with them. They want you to be under. They want you to sit down. They want you to do what they say. They want you to be quiet, and they want you to go home after. What does that sound like? School, right? That sounds like first grade. That sounds like second grade. As a kid, think about it. As a kid, you're being told, sit down, sit still, shut up. Your opinion doesn't matter. You're going to learn what we tell you to learn. You're going to do what we tell you to do. You know what I'm saying? Even little things, when you're doing it, when you're having a test, you can't raise your hand and ask questions on the test. You have to figure it out for yourself, right? You can't ask somebody who knows more than you. You have to figure it out for yourself. All these things are programmed, okay? So we're going to get into the super specifics about what they taught you, what they programmed you, really, because it's not like they taught you like this, but they programmed you to even think like that. So now your mind is closed. And the first way they did that was with the money equation. What is the money equation? Everybody asks me, what is the money equation? The money equation, time multiplied by work equals money, right? So that's the money equation that they taught you, and that's what that's made you believe that exists, and it's completely false. What actually is true is that you can set up systems, you can make proper investments so that all your time does not have to be exchanged for the amount of money you make, right? If you do $20 an hour, You work 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. That's $160 a day, $800 a week. You know what I'm saying? So about $1,600 every paycheck, right? And what is that? $3,200 a month, which is pretty much nothing, okay? So you're making $3,200 a month if you make $20 an hour and you work 8 hours a week. Now, what most people do, and I'm sure you know this because your parents probably did it, your grandma probably did it, your auntie probably did it, hell, you probably do it. As soon as you get off of work, you come home, and that is the end of your day. That's the end of your money spending. You literally, there's no way of you making any money after you leave work and come from work, after you go to work and leave work, right? You don't have any other source of income. Even if you do have another source of income, maybe a part-time job, maybe DoorDash, maybe Uber Eats, whatever it is, maybe just a side hustle, you're still exchanging your time for your money, right? In reality, what you should be trying to do is make the proper investments so that your investments can make money for you and you don't have to exchange time for that. Number two, you should be setting up the proper systems and the proper business models so that you have to do less work, less time, more money, right? So for example, if I have a YouTube channel and I am making videos every single day and I edit videos every single day, I can make videos like a job from 9 to 5, right? I can make my videos, I can record them from 9 in the morning to 12 p.m. I can edit from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. All these things are time consuming. I can wake up, I can stop doing it, right? And I'll be done with my YouTube channel. I'm cool, right? And I might make $100,000 a month off of what I just said, just off of posting on YouTube, right? But imagine this. Imagine if I woke up at 9, I started recording at 9 o'clock, I was done by 10, 11 o'clock, and I paid someone else to edit my videos. And while my videos are being edited, I can go off and do something else and exchange the rest of that time for more money, right? So initially what I'm doing with my money is buying time. I'm paying an employee to do something that I don't really want to do, or I don't have to do. Anything that I don't have to do, I'm willing to pay for it, right? So I'm going to pay an employee a certain amount of money to do things that I don't have the time to do so that I can use that same time where I will be doing that and apply that somewhere else to increase my revenue overall, right? That's just a very simple example, but it's extremely prevalent, and it can go with any type of business, any model, any system that you can set up like that. It will work the same exact way, right? Your time does not equal your money. You can put $100,000 into a stock market and you'll make $2,000 a month for the rest of your life just off of having it in that stock. You're not doing anything. You didn't sleep any less. You didn't work any harder for that money, but it's still being generated, right? You can get an apartment building and people will pay every single month to stay in this apartment building that you own. You're collecting your money, but you're not necessarily spending time here. You're not exchanging your time for your money. You could be at work every day exchanging your time for your money, but you can have these other systems in place to where you're making more money without spending your time. That is the first thing you have to get through your mind. You do not have to work for your money. You don't have to spend time to get money. I know it's crazy, it sounds insane, but it's true. And that's the first way they program you to be poor. Number two, and this is very prevalent, unfortunately, it's very prevalent in the black community, right? And that's buying things cash or having bad debt. Right? So a lot of people, especially in the black community, we think that debt is bad, right? Or not, I'm not going to say black community. I'm just going to say people in the middle class or lower class, they think debt is bad, right? And debt is bad when you're using it for the wrong things, because understand that most people who have debt is mostly, I call it stupid debt. Stupid debt is, oh, I got a credit card in the mail, I'm going to buy a TV. Oh, it's Christmas time, I'm going to use my money to buy for my kids. When you should be using your debt to accumulate more income, right? So there's good debt and there's bad debt. You're going to see a lot of rich people, Beyonce and Jay-Z, for example. You'll see Jeff Bezos. You'll see Elon Musk, right? A lot of times you'll see these reports about taking out loans, mortgages, business loans, things like that. And you're looking like, this guy got $1 trillion. Why the hell is he paying a mortgage? Why the hell is he taking out a business loan? This guy got $4 billion. Why is he paying a car note, right? Why is he not? And the reason behind that is because debt is for one reason and one reason only. Well, I'll give you two reasons. To either get yourself out of a dire emergency, right? Or debt is to accumulate more money. So Jeff Bezos might have $1 trillion, but he understands money to the point where, why would I go, if I want to do this new project, if I want to go spend $1 billion, why would I go spend $1 billion when I can just go take their $1 billion? I can take my billion, right? Put that towards something that actually accumulate more money. Then I can take their billion and do what I want to do, pay a little bit on it every month, pay it back a little bit while I'm using this money to create more income, right? So by the time I get done paying off this loan, I've already made 5, 10 times because I didn't spend my own money, right? But like I said, most people have either two things, consumer debt and student loan debt, right? So you have student loan debt, $100,000 for something that you don't even know how to make $100,000, but you owe $100,000 to learn something that didn't mean anything. Or you bought a bunch of bullshit that didn't make you any money, that didn't help you do anything in life, point blank period, and you're in debt for that. Understand how insane that is. That means you couldn't afford it, so you went into debt. You went into the negative to buy something that is not benefiting you at all, especially on the income side, right? And then on top of that, you have people who think that it's actually cool to buy cars cash, to buy houses cash. Why would you do that? No matter how much money you think you have, you can go buy a G-Wagon for $200,000, or like a person like me, I can go put $40,000 on it. I can take the rest of that 160, put it over here, start a new business, get my more systems, get some more investments going. By the time these investments are going, and by halfway through be paying for this car, you know, this car gonna take $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month, whatever, right? But I'm making $10,000 a month off over here because I used that same money I could have spent on that car to make me more money, right? And that's the difference between rich and broke, right? A lot of people who are rich use debt to their advantage. Broke people are always in the negative about things that don't give them an advantage at all. The next thing, the only thing you learn from school is how to follow orders, sit still, and think how the teacher thinks, right? So really understand and really think about that. You are not taught to be an independent thinker or to be a wealthy person or somebody who thinks outside the box in school. You're taught to sit down, like I said earlier, sit down, what the teacher says, sit still, don't talk to nobody, be a robot, do what I say, go to this class at this time, go to this class at this time, do this project. When you get home, you're still gonna do more stuff, right? Because that you're not gonna be getting paid, but we're gonna make you do more things so that you can come back tomorrow and follow more orders, right? And that's why, and you have to understand, especially when you get to college or you just get to high school, your teacher is heavily influencing your thoughts. Like, think about how different your life could be if you had different teachers. If every single one of your teachers was a millionaire, yeah, they taught you math, yeah, they taught you English, yeah, they taught you science, but every single one of those guys, those people were a millionaire. We're learning from people who don't have life figured out, right? We're learning from regular people. Why are we sitting down learning how to live life through people who aren't successful? And then we go to college and learn business from people who've never had a business. But we refuse to pay people for courses, pay people for things like that, but we'll go to college and go into debt in college, or we'll go to school and pay for school and sit down and listen to these people who are not in the position that we want to be in life, right? On top of that, we can't freely talk. We can't freely do what we want to do. We're not learning anything with substance. Honestly, we're learning the same thing over and over again, especially when you go to college. A lot of people, if you're younger, you might not know, your first 2 years of college, you're going to be learning something that you just learned in high school. So your freshman and sophomore years of college, you're doing absolutely nothing towards your degree. You're only learning the things that you just got done learning in high school. Does that make any sense? No, it doesn't. But at the end of the day, they just want you to pay for school. They just want you to sit here for longer. So now you have to get a master's, a PhD, all this other stuff for things that you could have learned in 2 years. But it's going to take you 8 years to learn it, because the first 2 years, you learned the shit that you were just learning. Do you understand how stupid this is? This makes no sense, right? So school is one of the biggest programmers, and that's why, on a side note, personally, I'm not enrolling my kids when I have them into public or private school until they're a little older, because I want to mold their mind to think a certain way. I want to teach them the first few things that they should learn. Yeah, reading, writing, math is cool, but they don't need to be learning fucking science and all the other stuff. They need to be learning finances. They need to be learning how the world actually works to set them up for success, right? Not sitting down and being a robot. All this comes from literally, you have to look up to this, it literally comes from factory school. When Industrial Revolution came, they started making factories. People had to work in these factories to produce the things that the company needed them to produce. They literally put kids, they sat kids down and taught them how to follow instructions and be good workers. You will learn nothing from school other than be a worker. And the last way you were programmed to be poor, and I've talked about this in previous videos, is they taught you to save your money, right? And as I've broke down in multiple times in different ways, saving your money is essentially killing yourself. Because you have money sitting here in the bank that you're saving, you're not doing anything that can appreciate. You're not buying anything that goes up in value. You're not buying anything that you can use. You know what I'm saying? You're just saving your money, hoarding your money, and it's getting less and less valuable every single day, right? Because the government prints more money as the Federal Reserve prints more money, and we start to produce less and less and less and less and less. You got to understand that money, that dollar value is going down, man. That dollar value is going down, and that $10 next year is going to get you a lot less than it got for you this year. And if you think the inflation rate, it's called inflation. If you think the inflation rate is only going up 8 or 9%, you're a fool. Inflation rate is far more than that, right? Think about the rent prices. Think about car prices. Think about just buying food nowadays, going grocery shopping, buying toys. It used to be a time where I can go in Target and get toys and spend $50 and I'll be happy for months as a kid. You can't do that anymore. One toy costs $20, $30, $40 for one decent toy, right? So think about the way that life is going. Think about how much TVs cost now compared to how much they used to. Think about how much your dollar gets you now, how long it stretches, right? And that's why we looking and you're like, why is the poor getting poorer? Because the poor is not only programmed, but they're literally doing everything that they were taught to do to keep them poor. And why is that? Like I said in the beginning of my video, they want you poor. You know, most business owners can't make money if they don't have a bunch of, this is how they think, and it's not no offense or disrespect. Most business owners or rich people say, I need a bunch of dumbass people to come do this shit for me so I can pay them pennies and I can sit back and make my billions. And my only job will be to make sure that they do their job, right? So they're not going to want to teach you these things, right? And that's why here on the Moolah membership is one of my goals that I set out to do, is to open your mind up, right? So again, if you want any more information on anything I talked about, after this video, I'm going to be started doing more step-by-step videos here on the channel. But if you want any step-by-step content, if you want to learn stocks, crypto, YouTube, anything that you want to learn as far as entrepreneurship, as far as becoming the millionaire, the successful person you want to be, click that first link in the description and you'll unlock all my videos, and you'll unlock the group chat, right? And the group chat that I have connected to the Moolah membership gives you one-on-one access to me on a daily basis, right? It gives you one-on-one access to all of my stock and crypto experts that literally all day, every day, make sure that we have the best knowledge, right? We get the best graph analysis to make the best decisions and the best investments to make the best money at the best times, right? So you literally have access to all of that for $50 or $60 a month. You can't beat that price. Click the link in the description right now if you want more information on things that I've talked about in this video. If you want one-on-one help, one-on-one consultations, you can click the link in the description too. And I love to talk to you. I love to help deprogram that brain that they taught you, man. It's not your fault. You know what I'm saying? Man, girl, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. This is what they taught us. You just have to unlock your mind, and that's literally the first step. So that's why these videos that I'm doing, these first few videos, have been literally just to unlock your mind, to get you to understand the things that you should be doing, how you should be doing them, and to start understanding that the way that you're doing them now probably isn't the best way to go about it. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys for watching.
Some real good information, y'all. It's assets only, no liabilities.